Anytime it's something that come down us, as you can see, they're always trying to make sure they want to be careful. As soon as these people shot at the Jewish synagogue, you see how quick the governor, he headed straight over there. The governor, he tweeted, he's headed there now. You ever seen the governor head to a church or a synagogue and get a church or a black event when a so-called Negro shot anybody? Governor don't ever get involved. President, vice president said we marching, we watching. And Trump said this is like really like just, just kind of hurtful time. He said when you're the president and something like this happens. But it's never a hurtful time to look at our people get shot down on the street every day. Yeah. Again, I try to tell you all the time, we got to start trying to set up and provide for ourselves. We can't count on nobody to look for us. And one thing you got to look at what gets the kind of attention that those people are getting. They said one of the people on their security team, it was a 28-year FBI veteran. Yeah, he's over their security. These people they got security for the neighborhood. Not just for their synagogue, for the neighborhood. You know how many members these people got? The different people remember their synagogue. They got different sets that use that building. The larger congregation is 50 people. Can you imagine 50 people able to have the kind of clout and pull that you get the FBI for your security? Can you imagine 50 people having enough clout and pull that you got police policing your neighborhood? 50. One of the congregations in there, 14. I got more members than all the other congregation put together. And we couldn't get that kind of support. We couldn't get that kind of, I tried to tell you, but you know why they didn't get that kind of support and that kind of economics? Two things that we've taught you guys over and over again. Two things going to gain you respect, violence and economics. Violence is a form of war. That's how they go in and they take things and take control of things. Then you're going to use currency so you can combat, so you can buy and you can control things. After the military goes in and it destroys and tears down the country, next thing you need is money, funding, so you can come back and put it back together. See, our people don't understand how the world actually works and how things actually kind of revolve around and happen. We just assume things happen. Y'all got to pay attention to how these people get things done. They have money. When you have money, listen, the mayor immediately called them. He's in touch on the ground. He assured them that something was going to be done. The gentleman they interviewed who in the community, he was the president of he said, I don't go to this synagogue. He said, but I know everybody, and the mayor's already called me and they assured me that they're going to be doing something about this. These people got security. They tell them to stay in their home. They still securing it. That's because they caught the shooter. It ain't over. They still looking. They're looking for bombs and anything. And the only reason I tell y'all stuff like this, try to show you just how inferior our thinking is. We don't think how important it is for us to establish ourselves and unite ourselves and putting things together so you can get a voice. See, those politicians are going to be down there because they know those Jewish and that Jewish community and congregation got clout. They connect the people with clout. They influence by they putting money into people campaigns and supporting people and connecting themselves overseas to our homeland and say, hey, if you don't do something for us, it's not just going to affect you here, it's going to affect you overseas. Now, when our people sit here and we're getting gunned down and getting shot down, we need to connect ourselves with overseas. So when we make a demonstration or we make a recommendation or we set ourselves to say we're going to protest, this protest needs to be larger than just our people here. You got to affect their economy and their currency in other places. Just like when they set themselves to set sanctions against Russia and other countries, first thing they do, they put sanctions. We're going to affect your money, the flow of your money, how you spend money, other people that's going to spend money with you. That's how you get people to comply. We as a people in the nation disagree with how we're getting treated, correct? We feel like we're being treated unjustly, gunned down unjustly, imprisoned unjustly. Then we got to start affecting them economically. We got to get other people to affect them economically. So you put sanctions on them so they start to respect you. In order to get people to respect you, they got to fear you. Those Jewish people in that little community have the fear of America. There's a fear. They don't want them to call nobody overseas, call other people that's like them in other countries, and they start putting embargo and trade embargo. They can affect the music. All this music out here controlled by Jewish people. The movie industry controlled by Jewish. So you see the kind of power. This is, now mind you, this is a people that said, and they formulated themselves. They created themselves. I think originally they were going to go to Uganda. Before they actually told, how many of y'all didn't know that? See how much we don't know. Do y'all understand that those white Jewish people were actually going to go and take Uganda? They were going to be Ugandans. They took your identity, your ID, your land, your country, and now they come along and they've been the people that have been there forever. And they used it against white people to say, hey, you lying about your creation, you lying about your God, then in your identity, I can lie about mine. I can lie about mine. And they come along, that's why everybody respects. If you got the King James, any Bible, any Christian religion, you got to acknowledge it. Because even though your religion is fabricated, it's fabricated from a truth. You see that? And they use that against us, and now they become empowered. Why are you powerless? So now I try to come along and try to teach y'all about things. I start talking, I tell y'all about the book, I tell y'all about the bar. Then I start talking about business. Because that's how we operate. When Yahusha can't, give me, no. I'm thinking something. 2. See that, Orion? 2:42. Oh, y'all start popping. We pop locking. Oh, come on, bro. That's all right. That's right. That's all right. We're going to get ready to pull out. I just want him to get something right quick. Everybody just started rolling. But I ain't mad because you know what? No matter what we're doing, why you want to say, that's what's going to happen. You won't be getting the opportunity to get ready. Like usually we'll say, okay, the sheriff is getting ready to blow the shofar. That's giving you warning. Getting you ready to say, okay, whatever I'm doing, let me stop it. I was finna get ready and get Leon. He finna get ready to blow the sheriff. I was finna get ready to go talk to Keith. I was finna get ready to go to the restroom. So I know the shofar getting ready to blow so I can stop what I'm doing. When he blows that, when it actually happens, you'll be doing whatever you're doing, and he'll be coming back on you. So that's why we got to already have ourselves in a prepared state. Y'all got it? See, when you even look at what happened with them today, the situation, what happened even with them today, they were at service and not even aware that something like that can happen. Even having a 28-year FBI veteran as the head of their security, they've gone over the training numerous times to prepare themselves at any time if a shooter. This ain't something that just popped on them. They've been preparing for this. But it just show you the same thing with like when Mr. Yahuwah come back. He gonna come back and catch everybody unawares. Because you never know the mindsets of people, right? Our idea or our way of thinking had to be we need to have the mind of Yahusha. Right? That's right. I just want to get that right. See if that's 2, Oriah chapter 2, and about verse, what's the last verse? 42?
52.
52. So let me 50. Let me say that what I want right quick. Oriah chapter 2. I'll just get this right quick. Oh, all right. Listen to the book.
And they understood not the saying which he spake unto them, and he went down with them and came to Nazareth.
What verse is that?
50.
What was the last verse?
52.
Did I say 50? I don't think I said 50. I did. Well, I did. Make it 45. Listen to the book.
And when they found him not, they turned back again to Jerusalem seeking him.
Y'all hear what they did? When they found him not, they turned back to Jerusalem seeking him. Listen.
And it came to pass
what happened?
That after 3 Yamim, they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the doctors.
Doing what?
Both hearing them
and
asking them questions.
What happened?
And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers.
I'm sure they did. The book say he had more understanding than Daniel. And there was no secret that they could keep from him. We knew that already about him, didn't we? That's why they probably would have been astonished at his teaching. Because especially when you're looking at he sit inside the synagogue, they would have had to been teaching law. And with teaching law, there are certain things that occur to them from learning law. There's certain things you just had to know. Isn't that right? The fact that you can ask him questions, he asking a question, you'll become astonished. And no doubt say, this man is wiser than Daniel. You start to even wonder, to say, this kid, actually, he could have been in the garden. That's what the book tells us in the book of Yahusha. They say he was in the garden. Don't worry about it. Listen what happened.
And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his aim said unto him,
What did she say?
Ben,
Yeah.
why hast thou thus dealt with us?
See that? She want to know why you done this to us. What happened, son?
Behold, thy Abba and I have sought thee sorrowing.
Yeah.
And he said unto them,
What did he say?
How is it that ye sought me?
What happened?
Wist ye not that I must be about my Abba's business?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a business. There's a business side of what we're doing too. Right? That's a business side of what we're doing too. And that's what he was looking at. It's a business side. This man got ready to do trafficking, which is trade, right? That's what they get people with. They charge them for drug trafficking. When they learn how to go, when you go across state line by doing that, that's called trafficking. So you look at the Malacca Tyree, they found him and he set them on the seas. So he learned how to trade with other countries. He learned how to do business, just like Solomon did. He learned how to trade. That's trafficking. White people brought it down. You know what? You go to a lot of jails and prison, you'll find a lot of our people in jail. You ain't gonna believe what for. Trafficking. Learn how to do business. Learn how to take their enterprise further than just here. Huh? I don't know what I'm gonna do with y'all. Y'all all right? See, a lot of times things are made to look bad to you, but white people reduce your thinking and get you a fear of doing this. But this man looking at the same thing. His business got to go. And you got to go where you're going to find business to be productive at, right? Let's see the 10th chapter right quick of the book of Mashyach. I do need to, you know what? We're going to have to go ahead and pull out. I don't want to get out of character. It's so important for we're going to go back to some things that we need to get ourselves back to. Isn't that right? Since we learned about threshing, right? And we learned about winnowing, right? So certain things we want to do. And we talk about the threshing floor, right? That's when you put the grains out on a cement or flat surface, right? Or you start to look at now to separate so you can prepare for the winnowing, right? So we look for the wind to come in, which is the ruach, right? So we got to prepare ourselves. Since a lot of our description were about us being related to either trees or either being related to fruit or being related to crops, right? Or being related to animals. So it would be important for us to have an understanding how all these different things operate, right? So that's what we look. How many of y'all looking for the Ruach HaKodesh? Well, the next thing we have to do after we do the flame, which is where you come in with the stick, we talk about the staff, and you know that a lot of our work was talking about staff, them having a staff, right? Even he talked to Mashyach, talked about Esther, what was that in his hand, wasn't it? So we look, the staff. He talked about the rod was for the who? For the fool's back. Even with Yahusha, that's what they do. So that's why he could take, sometimes you look at, when you start to, a lot of things I say, looking at things happening, it's hard to accept it when you look at it from a man's point of view. It doesn't make sense that I'm going to sit somewhere unless somebody just start beating me with a stick. It just doesn't make sense, right? It just don't make sense. But when I understand the process of crops, when we get through a lot of time, we just get the completion of crops. Like when you go to the store and you buy a loaf of bread. Bread typically comes from what? Wheat? Well, how do you get the wheat from the barley or get it from the stem or from the stalk? So you start to learn the different process to look at what did it make. When he talked about the discipline for us being the Beni Elohim, he said about taking this thing patiently. And he's talking about what it works for us at the end of the process. How many of y'all like bread? How many of y'all watch the process of bread from being grown when it falls into the ground, the seed? Good. How many of y'all watch the process when it breaks the ground? How many of y'all watch the process of the time when the heat comes or the rain comes or the cold comes? How many of y'all watch the process of when it's being broken away from the stem? How many of y'all watch the process of when it's being brought in? And when it's being stored into the bun, what process it goes in order to keep pests and other things away from it? How many of y'all watch the process when it goes through the store and go through machines and go through factory, go through conveyor belts? How many of y'all watch the process of when it's been baked? I finally caught somebody. How many of y'all watch the process of when it's been baked and made and molded and put through the furnace? Finding more people. How many of y'all watch the process of when it's being packaged and put in packaging? How many of y'all watch it when it's been brought to the stores? See, we're starting to pick up. So how many of y'all watch the process when you went to the store and you bought it? I mean, I took the process of when you brought it home and it's on the table, or you got it, or you bought a particular meat or whatever, and it's already in the bread. Finished product. Finished product. So you see how many things, but you hadn't witnessed all the things it's gone through in order to get to that point. Just like with Yahusha, people said they had song to be like Jesus. Oh, how I long to be like him. So you talking about you willing to be spit on. You willing to be because these were all of the process that we got to get a bread in order for him to become our lakum, our bread. Take, eat. This is my, what was it? Which is what? And what did he give them? Bread, because you're going to look at how it's harvested. He asked you, what is the chaff? You ain't going to believe it. To the wheat. Huh? It's absolutely nothing. Chaff is refuse. It's worthless. That's why you got to come out and say, wheat don't just break away from it. It's a process you use in order to break it away. Huh? When you take the staff and take the flail and you start to swing away, you can break it loose. So you can separate the wheat from the chaff. Huh? All that has to happen. So now, and how many of y'all desire to be saved? Hey, you watched the whole process? Hey, you really watched the whole process? Because along the way, it's some things that happen to us, but all these things happen because this is a part of the process to make us lakum, or to cause us to become saved as we look for, be delivered. It's a process. But along during the process, you can't faint, otherwise you're not going to be completed. Y'all got it? If the bread faint along the way, it's not going to be bread. If the salt loses its savor, wherewith is it good even be called salt? But then he told you, you're going to have you some salt in you. See, all these are processes that we had to go through. So you can't faint along the way. This is what it takes for you to be made perfect. All right, let's see. All right, let's get ready to pull out. All those able, we're going to get on the fourth stage toward this way. Most High Yahuwah Elohim, the Elohim of the Alahi of Yasharal, the Yahudim, and of the way of Yah assembly. We come before you according to the berith that you gave unto Abraham, Yitzchak, Jacob. Ask you to be merciful unto us, which is your recome. Ask you to purify us that we might be saved. Allow us the information that you predicated on salvation, that we might be delivered from this present evil. We call upon you, Yahuwah Elohim, through Yahusha, Yahushua, the Mashyach, the only deliverer that's able to save us. We trust in you to be ever so faithful, to grant us the pure amunah that's pleasing in your sight. We call upon you because we know you to be ever so faithful. We know you to be able to keep covenants and promises that you perform, that you bestowed upon those that believe. We ask you to give us a believing love, give us a believing mind, give us a believing ruach that we fail you not. We assemble ourselves in a state asking you to separate us from all hurt, harm, and evil, from all fears and doubts and disbeliefs, from those that will do us evil, that will cause us to falter in our walk. We ask you to remember those that are assembled on the sound of my voice, those that are in desperate lands, those in prison walls, those that are bereaved, those that are being afflicted, those in war-stricken country, those that are going through the storm, not only that of nature, but that of life. We ask you for the Ruach HaKodesh. Bring in your winnowing fan upon us, that it consume the place, that it become the indwelling of our mortal bodies. Let us be pleased and acceptable in your sight before it's everlasting too late. Search us and try us. See if there be any wicked way. Cast it from us and lead us in the way everlasting. Let it debar our mouth. Let the meditation of our law be accepted in your sight. And as we prepare to move further in this service, we allow that you take full control. That you get the halal, you get the kabul, and you get the kabah. In the Hashem of Yahusha, Yahushua, and Mashyach we pull out. Let us all say, Amen. Whew, heat not on, is it? Let me turn the way out. Just don't want to burn up. In here or on the other side. All right. Y'all all right? I say while the blood's still running warm in our veins, and still circling around my head too. Blood everywhere. I said, all I see is blood. Y'all all right? That's what y'all look at, a relationship. Didn't I just get ready to call something, Brandon? Oh, yeah, I did. That's right. 10th chapter of Mashyach. He was right. 10 and 5 right quick. Say something right quick. This is the 10th chapter of the book of Mashyach. And he know he got to get me Romans 15 and 4. This is 10 and 1 be fine. Listen to the book.
And when he had called unto him his 12 Methodis,
What did he do?
he gave them power against unclean ruach.
See what he got to give you? So you can see how important it is for us to have that. Why do you think he would give them power against unclean ruach? To overtake them. Ain't that right? Y'all all right? Let's see something. See that Mashyach chapter 28 and 18. Since we got, I'm going to come back to this 10 and 1. Mashyach 28, 18. Let's see. Listen to the book.
And Yahusha came and spake unto them, saying, All power is given unto me in Shamayim and in Arats.
Go ahead.
Go ye therefore and teach all nations, immersing them in the name of the Abba, and of the Ben, and of the Ruach HaKodesh.
Doing what?
Teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you.
See that? That's what he want them to do. Teaching them to observe.
All things whatsoever I have commanded you.
What's the purpose of that? Listen.
And lo, I am with you always,
Even.
until the end of the Arats.
That's what I need to know. How many of y'all want to be with y'all to the end? That's what I want to do. Because you know how the end worked for us? Because of Mashyach. What did we learn about Mashyach concerning his writing? Nobody remember? At 10 and 4, Romans. He said, I'm with you even to the end. Let's see. Romans 10. Listen to the book.
For Mashyach is the end of the law for Sadiq to every one that believeth.
See that? That's how important it is. You think the end is over with, but now we find the conclusion. So if I'm with you to the conclusion, right? That's going to bring us, that's where it's going to bring us to the end, brings us where? To the Mashyach. So if he's something with you even to the end, that's going to transfer us over. We learn that from Mashyach. We learn that from Mashyach writing. Y'all all right? From following his writing, we follow to the letter and follow to where it produces the Amunah. You should wind you right up with the Mashyach. Huh? Y'all believe that? Let me see what happened. Pick me up right quick at the book of Yahusha, chapter 1. 129 right quick. Then we'll move down. Please don't let me forget Romans. 129, Yahusha, they call John. Let's see what happened. Now, you said in Romans 10 and 4, what did you say?
For Mashyach is the end of the law for Sadiq to every one that believeth.
Here's the conclusion. Believe that? It's 129 of the book of Romans. I'm sorry, Yahusha 129. Listen to the book.
The next yom, Yochanan seeth Yahusha coming unto him.
See that the next yom, he seen Yahusha come. Yahusha seen Yahusha coming unto him. And what did he say?
And saith, Behold the Lamb of Elohim,
Who is this, Brandon?
which taketh away the sin of the Arats.
See that? Which taketh away the sin of the Arats. What happened?
This is he of whom I said, After me cometh an Ish which is preferred before me.
Why?
For he was before me.
And what did happen?
And I knew him not.
And what happened?
But that he should be made manifest to Yasharal.
That he should be made clear to Yasharal. What happened?
Therefore am I come, immersing with Ma'im.
Listen what happened.
And Yochanan bare record, saying, I saw the Ruach descending from Shamayim like a dove.
Yeah.
And it abode upon him. And I knew him not. But he that sent me to immerse with Ma'im, the same said to me, Upon whom thou shalt see the Ruach descending, and remaining on him, the same as he which immerseth with the Ruach HaKodesh.
Yeah.
And I saw and bear record that this is the Ben of Elohim.
Listen.
Again, the next Yom, after Yochanan stood, and two of his Methetis, and looking upon Yahusha as he walked,
What happened?
he saith, Behold, the Lamb of Elohim.
Listen what happened.
And the two Methetis heard him speak, and they followed Yahusha.
Y'all see that? When the two Methodist heard him speak, they followed Yahusha. What happened, Brandon?
Then Yahusha turned and saw them following, and saith unto them, What seek ye? They said unto him, Rabbi, which is to say, being interpreted, Master,
Yeah.
where dwellest thou?
Listen.
He saith unto them, Come and see. They came and saw where he dwelt, and abode with him that Yom,
What happened?
for it was about the 10th hour.
Yeah.
One of the two which heard Yochanan speak and followed him was Andrew,
Yeah.
Shimon Koph's Ach.
Y'all see that? This is Og. He saw him. He was one of that father. And what did he do?
He first findeth his own Ach, Shimon, and saith unto him,
What did he say?
We have found the Mashyach.
Take your time. What happened there, Brandon?
We have found the Mashyach,
How important is that, Brandon? Listen.
which is being interpreted the Anointed One.
Yeah.
And he brought him to Yahusha, and when Yahusha beheld him, he said, Thou art Shimon, the Ben of Yonah. Thou shalt be called Koph,
Yeah.
which is by interpretation a stone.
Yeah.
The Yom following, Yahusha would go forth into Galilee, and findeth Philip,
Yeah.
and saith unto him, Follow me.
Yeah.
Now Philip was of Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Koph.
Yeah.
Philip findeth Nathanael,
Yeah.
and saith unto him,
What did he say?
We have found him, of whom Mashyach in the Torah and the Nabiim did write.
You said what you said they just ran up. What you said they ran up on?
We have found him, of whom Mashyach in the Torah and the Nabiim did write.
I try to tell these folks, you follow the law, where you gonna take you? If you follow it right. A lot of people follow the law, but they couldn't tell you that. So what Romans 10 and 4 just told you, I can prove it to you in the writing. See, Mashyach already described the Sadiq of it. Isn't that right? And he done came around and let people know, if you follow this thing right according to Amunah, listen here, you can't help but to find it. He can't be hid from it. Isn't that right? See, you first, he done told, when he saw his ark, he let him know, said, we done found a Mashiach, which is important for us. When they found this man Bethsaida, they had to let him know what the scripture said. So that's going to strike real people that believe. See, this is how important it is for you to know law, the Torah. This how, because it's your instruction. Instruction what got them there, right? We got to do this thing. Just make sure we get it right. Let's go and get this Romans 15 and 4. And you're going to see it that he still got me the 28th chapter. Well, he had me Mashyach 10 and 1. So that means you're going to get me Oriyah chapter 24, 25. Luke, they call it. Let's hold that for me. I come at the 10 and 1. 15, 4 in the book of Romans. Because we always want to start there. For me, that's kind of my place setting. So I had to work from that angle. Got it? Sometimes you can set a point that you can work from to make sure you stay straight. Isn't that right? You get a point and you can work from that point. All right, listen.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime,
What was it written for?
our learning,
So that's how important it was for me to go back and look at what they told Nathaniel. They found him, which Mashyach has instructed about. Not just we just ran up on somebody. I heard Andrew talking about it. I know and Peter followed him, so it must be right. No, we're looking at what the scriptures say. This is our salvation. We talking about your salvation, which is deliverance. It's got to line up according to the letter of the law, right? That's how important the law is. People want to disregard the law. I don't know how you're going to do it because the whole thing is captured up right here. I can show you something. They wouldn't believe me if I tell them. You just wouldn't believe if I told them. You couldn't have seen it, though. But listen.
that we, through patience and comfort of the
Y'all
scriptures,
hear what he just told us? He said that whatsoever things are written aforetime, what is it written for?
our learning,
Y'all got that? Whatsoever things are written aforetime, written for our what?
learning,
For what reason?
that we, through patience,
And
comfort of the scriptures,
might have what?
hope.
It's tight. It's tight. They won't believe it. Not till they see it. Let's see. Barashik. I just do what the man tell me to do. Y'all believe it? No, y'all believe it. See. Doesn't matter which way you're going to work it. That's how that work out. Whatsoever things are written for a time were written for our learning. We through patient comfort of the scripture
might have hope.
Might have hope. Let's see. Bereshit, chapter 1:26. Listen to the book.
And Elohim said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the arats, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the arats.
So what did he do?
So Elohim created each in his own image. In the image of Elohim created he him.
What happened?
Male and female created he them.
That's beautiful, Brandon. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Bereshit. Chapter 2. Verse 6. Who know why I call that? Because it's right. What other reason is it to do it? Listen to 2 and 6. Listen to the book.
But there went up a mist from the arats, and watered the whole face of the ground.
That makes sense? I was taught about this. That don't make sense for y'all? What happens with this process? Being born. Y'all see that? That's important for y'all. That's how it's being born. It's the process of being born. Every baby that's being born, you can believe how they come through by water. Isn't that right? Inside the mother's bag is water. This is the process. He told you that you must. Well, Nicodemus want to know, do we pass through the womb the second time? Huh? He said, don't be amazed by that. He told you had to be born of the water and of. So guess how important it is, people coming on and don't believe they got to be immersed? I don't know how you can come up there when this man here was called the Ben of Elohim. He ain't going to believe what happened, what made the Ben Elohim. He was immersed in Ma'in. And all that, he had the Ruach. Y'all all right? That's how important it is for us to take the process. Let's see what happened. Pick me up right quick. We're at the 10th chapter of the book of 1 Corinthians, 10 and 1. Now we got to go all the way around. Y'all ain't going to believe it. I could have took them a shorter way. They'd have fainted. I took y'all a shorter way. But then, to be honest, I had to do this. You got to know when it's necessary. When they came down to save him, then he realized, you know what I'm saying, let me just go ahead and get down to the point. Ain't that right? He said, I got to do this, make it a short work. And then it still got to be right now. You can do it shorter, but it got to be right. Y'all all right? Listen to the book.
Moreover, Akim, I would not that ye should be ignorant.
What happened?
How that all our Abba.
You said who now?
All our Abba.
Well, where were they?
Under the cloud.
Where else?
And all passed through the sea.
And what happened?
And were all immersed unto Mashyach
How?
in the cloud and in the sea.
So that's a new thing now about getting immersed. See, back on a lot of people didn't do it. But then that means you're ignorant. Right? Which possibly means you formulated your own way of Sadiq. And you ain't submitted yourself to the Sadiq Elohim. Because this is not a new process. This is not a new process, people. Y'all got it? It's not a new process. What we're trying to offer people, these are part of the formulation that you have to have in order for you to become the Beni or the Ben of Elohim. Got it? So it'll be similar or like, right? Yeah. We learned in the book of Kah, for much as the Mashyach has suffered. What was it again? What are y'all in? I'm just curious. And for as much as the Mashyach has suffered for who? What was he suffering for? Us. Where? So arm yourself. What is arm? It means take up artillery. Take up a defense. That's what armed is. Police call, we have a suspect. He's armed. That means go in without a weapon. That means take everything you got and be prepared. This person is a threat. So you have to become a threat to sin. You're not a threat when you don't have a defense. Y'all all right? We'll come back and get that right quick. Pick me up. So I started here. Give me that 10 and 1 again, Brandon, and then we're going to catch right here in the Oriel 24-25. We'll come back and we'll jump. We'll move across. So what I do with the help of Mr. Yahusha, I'll just see if I cover 2 topics. Because I'm one place, then I got to run somewhere to go. And they ain't going to believe it, and I'll still be right here. Isn't that right? I put 2 subject matters up, and you ain't going to believe it. But he already done told me how it works. He said the 2 should be 1. Let's see what happens. This is Mashyach chapter 10 at verse 1. Then I'll cut him and stop him quick, and we'll pick up 24:25. Then I jump to 24:44 and catch it down to probably 47. Then I run back across and still do what I'm doing. How about that? With the help of Mr. Yahusha. They don't feel like that's a skill until they get somewhere somebody ain't got it. Isn't that right? You'll see. Listen to the book.
And when he had called unto him his 12 Methages,
What did he do?
he gave them power against unclean ruach to cast them out.
See what he did? He gave them power against unclean ruach to cast them out. Y'all got it? Let's see what happened at 24:25. 24:25, Oriel they call Luke. Listen to the book.
Then he said unto them,
Oh, who?
Fools,
And who else?
slow of lob,
See, that's slow of heart. To believe?
all that the Nabiim have spoken.
See that? Oh, because you know what some people do? I didn't get in him. I ain't too big on him. I'm more into somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Look, he said, but see, that's going to be a defect. That's what. How many? I remember. I'm trying to think of this place. We should go and buy clothes. It'd be an outlet. People be saying, man, you know, they got, man, you pay all that money, you go there and you can get them Levi jeans, you get them polo, and man, they cheaper. You know what'll happen if you examine them? It's a defect. When you watch, they used to have that line run out. If you watch it, it'll move. Irregular. You're exactly right. And you know, they're even marked. You know what happened? By law, they can't sell it and charge you the same amount as you sell something without a defect. That's by law they can't. And even though you won't catch it, guess what? They know it. And because they know it, and somebody that's skilled that know about them, they know somebody catch that. So they'll put off, and you know what? You can fool other people with it. Y'all got it? See, this is what we got right here. You can't have no defects in it. Because it'll come up and somebody will check it, and you'll find out. Somebody find out you ain't got the real thing. That's how important it is for us to go back through the law and make sure we ain't got no defect. Make sure your stuff ain't irregular. Right? What you believe in, what you serve, and how you act, and how you formulate, correlate stuff. You got to make sure ain't no defects and it's irregular. Listen to the book. All fools are slow of heart to believe all that the Nabiim have spoken. Because you'll get some people, you'll get to talk, you'll say, okay, you want us, brother, good. You say, man, you know what, man, Yahoo, man, I be reading. You're like, yeah, I tell you, you know, I'm more like, Yahoo myself. It started, I just use those names. Those are not typical names of people fight, they'll write it. How many of y'all met people, it's some writing they fight? They ain't too, especially when they come to Shaul. Oh, especially come post Shaul suffer so bad. He suffered bad. And you can't find no defects in his writings. You cannot find defects in his writings. If you actually been taught the Torah, that's why he said that you might understand my knowledge concerning a hidden amat. That's all, it's a hidden amat. It's not for everybody to find it. Why you think that Andrew went and told them they found that thing, they told him we have found him? Why you think they said that? Because he was hidden. They hadn't seen him. People couldn't find him. That's why they let them know we found what's written by Mashyach, and these people done missed it. Come and see. These people, let me tell you something. These people, haters of me, got to watch me. These people ain't finding nothing. These people not getting nowhere. These people killing time, and it's your salvation at stake. What you believe going to be challenged. And the only way to be challenged is to put you in some precarious situation that's outside of all realm of thinking or control. And you still got the hold to an idea. These people, y'all don't know. You just don't know. Keep living, you'll see. Drop it down. I'm sure. Let's rub this. It's your 15 seconds of fame. What you do with it. Man, you burn up internet time trying to lust back over there. You gotta do what you gotta do. I got you. Listen to the book. He's here 24:25. I say, old fools and slow of heart to believe all the Nabiim has spoken, are not the Mashyach they have suffered. What was it?
These things.
We talked about that. What did it take to get him to that point? And to enter where?
Into his kabod.
To get in the storehouse. That's what we're trying to get back to. We're trying to get to where he store, where he keeps. Isn't that right? That's what we're trying to get back to. In his storehouse. He said, I'm going to gather my wheat into my well. But Mashyach, what are he going to do? That's how he going. So he got you to understand the process. What they do, they get all the refuse, but they burn it up. Destroy it. We got the good from it. Burn the rest of it up. And that's the mind you got to have with the different works or other ideas that come against it. The weapons of our warfare are not. We knew about weaponry because Daud taught them. He bade them, teach them the use of the bow. Ain't that right? Because it was a defense. You can start, you know what you do with arrow? You can shoot before something. Nobody gets a bow and come in for a setup. How am I going to shoot the man with a bow and arrow right here? This is for long. You're 15 seconds over, sir. Thank you. Some people just don't know how to act. This is for long range. This is for long range. I'm trying to get you before you get anywhere near me. And this is what we're trying to learn how to set up. Before sin, before imagination, before other concepts come in, you got to learn how to build a defense. Learning how to do that. And why he was so big for numbering people for war, because he knew always a challenge was going to come up. Dawood wasn't stupid. When it was peace and safety, you ain't going to believe what happened. Start numbering the people for me. Find me all my men of war. Because he knew that it's too safe. It's too quiet. Something's going to happen. So I have to always plan a defense. That's what the Debar teaches us. So now he told you the weapons of your warfare are not mighty through who? Let's hold on what you got. Let's hold what you got. Because he gave them power. He gave them power. We got 24, 25. Now he started talking to them on old fools so hard to believe all that the Nabi has spoke. Ought not to Mashyach, that some of these things and the end in his glory. And beginning at
Mashyach.
he got to start down. Because Mashyach going to land me back to him. Mashyach clearly told me that a Nubah, that the Elohim were going to raise up. Like unto who? Him. What was Mashyach taught? He was taught the Torah. The same thing he got. The same thing he got, he delivered to us. Right? Pick me up right quick. 1 Corinthians 15 and 1. Wonderful, Yahusha. People want you to, don't worry about war. He don't want you. It ain't about physical warring with weaponry to that always aspect of fighting sin. But you got to learn how to fight sin when it comes down to different behaviors. Sin for them were any people that didn't believe Elohim Dabah. Anything that tried to stand up against it, that was all sin. That's why he sent them to take it down. It was sin. If you ain't worshiping, believing the only true Elohim, it's sin. So it was sin in. So Yahusha always knew that he was going to be, he going to believe it, a judge. That's the same thing they want to know when they see the Maliki come in from Luke. Who made you a judge? These folks need to ask about me. Tell the folks that you don't know. Y'all all right? He said one and then. To judge. Why y'all think we here? I don't know what these people going to do. The man clearly told you that the 5th chapter of the book of Yahushua that the Abba judge who else again? But committed all judgment to who? Y'all don't even know how important your status is. We just saw his operation. He just said he ain't created. He said he's going to make him Anashim. These Anashim were going to be like him. He was going to give them. Now you just say here and saw how he just made a man. How did he make him? With water. And what else he gave him? The Ruach. Don't tell me I can't judge. Don't tell me I can't judge. Once he done brought Yahusha and he immersed them all unto Mashyach, he sent them through sin judgment on them. He said, when you go into them, don't spare any of them. Kill them all. They have a problem with it. Once they had been born, once they had received the Ruach, guess what? Now you can pass judgment. I don't know. Listen, come on, keep going. I don't know. Listen. That's me. I'm just making up stuff as I'm going. This is 15 and 1 of the book of 1 Corinthians. I'm going to need just a tad of air. Just a tad. I'm going to need like Ruach wind to run through him. I'm going to need a wintering fan or something in it. Listen, this is the 15th chapter of 1 Corinthians verse 1. Listen to the book.
Moreover, Akim, I declare unto you the bar which also ye have received.
See that? Moreover, this is going beyond what he done told you already. Everything up into the 14th chapter, the 15th, he said, now moreover. Even above that, he said, the things I declared unto you. What did he say? Moreover, I declare unto you.
The bar which I preached unto you,
wherein
also ye have received,
and
wherein ye stand.
Why am I telling you? This is what got you standing. It don't make sense to tell you nothing different. By which also
ye are saved,
if
ye keep in memory what I preached unto you.
You see that? He said, in which you stand, not laying down. So you ain't gonna believe what happened at that point. He said he's gonna raise him up. This what's got you up. You know what the book told him, having done all for therefore to do? What do he want you to do? You know why? Because he done told you why. He said, because I'm gonna raise them up. And once he raised you up, whatever it takes to make you stand, you make sure you stand. Brother, you got a song, Help Me to Stand. You know when? In the day of the storm. In adversity. When I've done all I can do to stand, you know what he say? Fall down. You know, because I'm going to look at the premise of what he had to do to get Yahusha to stand. Had to nail it to a tube. He had did all he could do. The man was walking, somebody else had to compel somebody else to help him. Then you say, help me to stand. In what state am I going to be in? What state am I going to be in when I say, you will help me to stand? Nail him to a tube. Having done all therefore to stand, this is beyond my ability. Stand therefore? What state am I being to say? How many of y'all have quoted and heard that? How many of you have believed that? How many of you have put in your mind what state you will be in and have to stand? A lot of people don't think about that. What if somebody chain you to a wall just so you can stand? How many of y'all wouldn't like being chained up? How many of y'all wouldn't like being nailed up? But what if that's what it takes to help you to stand there for? Because the way we've been taught and conditioned, when you think about that, that means some extra superordinary power comes in and grab you and give you some new kneecaps. Put some in your hip. Because you don't think about it. You just say, whatever I have to do to help me to stand, let me do it. You do know what you asked for, right? You have to consider all that. You have to consider all that. He should be like a tree, a art planted by the, goodness. You do know that's rooted. That's rooted. And not only that, grounded. Y'all seen trees move? He might have stick you up somewhere. And people just passing you by. You ever thought about that? You do know water pass trees by. Okay now. I'm trying to tell you, it's a lot of situations, a lot of things you think about, you really don't actually consider like that. You just see the good parts of a tree. You ain't never seen a tree when it loses its leaves, huh? People don't sit on the tree when they lose their leaves. You know that? Huh? It ain't no benefit. You do know that, right? People enjoy a tree when it's blooming, when it's covering something most of the time. When it's shade, when it's burning hot. Then the people come and nestle on it, or when it's producing fruit. But guess what happened? No fruit. No leaves, no acknowledgement. Ask Mr. Yahusha. They stripped Yahusha and took his stuff. No leaves. You know what people? Done. He ain't got no leaves on, man. Come on, baby. Wait, come on, baby. Why do I try to look at you like that? They don't acknowledge no tree when the leaves gone. You don't acknowledge no get, but he said he gonna bring forth his fruit. When was it again? I'll get back with you when you get your clothes on. I'll get back on you when you got something. You ain't got nothing, you ain't producing nothing. You know I got to go ahead and cut y'all. Y'all all right? Come on, let's finish this 24 right quick. 24, 40, 44. Let's see what happened. 24, 44. Because we were still at the 10th chapter of the book of Mashyach, and I still got to jump back to Barashit and deal with that situation to come back across. How about that? Well, work two subject matters. Let's see how it work out. Listen.
And he said unto them, Al aha dabarim.
These are the words
which I spake unto you.
While
I was yet with you.
That all things
must be fulfilled.
Y'all know what Mashyach kept doing the whole time he was with them? He kept going back over what he told them. He kept going back over what he told them. It didn't make sense to go over nothing new. Let's keep going back over what I told you. You know what he tried to tell them? You ain't going to prolong your days. You'll stiff-neck people. Started telling what was going to happen in the last Yamin. He said, what was going to happen to you? He said, I know you. I know you. You're not going to prolong your days. I already know. He kept going back over the law, kept trying to keep reiterating the law to these people to try to keep them from erring. But the book had already told us about the law. It wasn't no law he gave that could have gave life. If he would have, he said, then Sadiq would have came by it. Y'all do know that was not a law he could have gave that could have gave life. Let's see. Listen to the book.
Which were written in the law of Mashyach.
And where else?
In the Nabaim.
Why would he keep going back over Mashyach? I'm confused. I heard this in the 24th chapter about Mashyach. Now I'm hearing about him again. Why you keep telling me about Mashyach? We New Testament creatures. Because it got to get you to the Mashiach. That's the conclusion. So if I got rid of the Torah, how am I going to get the Mashyach? Why is the Mashyach, who already here, who I found, taking me back to Mashyach? So you can know who I am and how I got here. All right, let's see. Listen.
And in the Tahalim concerning me.
Listen.
Then open he their understanding that they might understand the scriptures.
See what happened? They keep him from erring. Listen.
And said unto them, thus it is written,
and thus
it behooved Mashiach to suffer.
Because that's how you get wheat. That's how you get any other grain. Isn't that right? The process that it goes through is just like a point of suffering. But then we look at what it yield, the peaceable fruits, right? We look at what it yield, the peaceable fruits. Y'all just look at, even when you see apples and other different types, look at what it didn't do before it produces and it get there. Look at what actually happens in order to get it to that state. Listen.
And to rise from the dead the third yom.
See that? Raise him up. And that repentance
and remission of sins
should be preached
in his name
among well?
All nations.
Beginning well?
At Jerusalem.
And who are they?
Ye are witnesses of these things.
See that? Because you got to look at all the places you got to go. Where's it going to do again? And you are witnesses?
Of these things.
Where? Go ahead.
Beginning at Jerusalem.
Beginning at Jerusalem.
And ye are witnesses of these things.
Yes.
And behold, I send the promise of my Abba upon you.
Uh-huh.
But tarry ye in the city.
I want you to stay somewhere. I want you to stay somewhere. Tell them where, son.
Of Jerusalem.
How long?
Until you be endued with power from on high.
Just like he sent them out. He's trying to start a business. I got to make sure you understand the product. I don't want to send you out and you don't understand the product. You're going to mess my business up. See, when he sent him out here, when he called them, you ain't going to believe what he did. He gave them power. I got to make sure you understand the product. Because you have to go out. And you got to battle some things, some elements, some situations, and some places you're going to need to avoid because my business don't do well there. You're a businessman. You're a businessman. You know what I'm thinking about doing? Think about selling leather jackets and goose down. How many of y'all know about goose down feathers? About goose feathers? What are goose feathers good for? Cold. You know what I'm thinking about putting one down in Florida, down in Miami? Why not? What's wrong with that, Leon? Come on. He said, boogie. Oh, you know what? That Kerry brought up a good point. I probably said at least 100. Kerry said they're bound, they boogie down there. Is that disrespectful? I'm with you, Kerry, but I'm gonna go ahead and get you called. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? We didn't work it together. I like it though, Kerry, but I want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to look like me him divided though. But you see what I'm saying? The product ain't gonna do well down now. The product not going to do well in a situation where people not fearing cold, right? I'm going to put my product somewhere where some people fearing and where it can help a lot of detrimental states. So now I got certain particular places where it's going to be effective, but you're going to have to know the product. He got to give you something. You don't get out there and somebody talk you out the product. You got some people going out to sell a product, people talking about their own product. And why they go, you know what, it is stupid. Yeah, I should be doing something. It will, but you're going to need a thought because you got to look at what you're about. Let's see what happened. 10 and 1 again, please, Mata Yahoo. Listen to the book.
And when he had called unto him his 12 Mathetes,
what did he do?
He gave them power against unclean ruach to cast them out.
See that? To cast them out. What you think you're going to need? When these different things come again, you're going to need some power. Ask Shamshun. You know, every time they came along, they kept his Ashar kept trying to tell him what was coming in. Quick, the Philistine be upon you. What did he have? Power to do what? To cast them out. If they done came in, I got to get them out of here. But I can't do that when I ain't got no power. Y'all all right? So guess what he looked at? He's got to set these men up that they can put these things out when they come against them. It's going to be plenty of Philistines going to come. Someone going to come to bind you. Someone going to try to get in your head. Someone going to play in your head. It's going to be a lot of stuff people going to use in tactics. And you're going to have to be ready to jump up from whatever state you're in and be able to battle them and fight them. Right? See, everywhere, when people start to learn what's your defense, the first thing you learn to do is learn how to counter the offense. That's what you do. You learn how to counter the offense. Michael Vick, just for instance, when he was playing in the NFL league and when he was a quarterback, the danger of Vick is Vic can get a pass, or Vic will run. Vic will run, and he'll break on it. So I learned to just get one man and plug one man. Your only thing is to stop Vic. I ain't worried about nobody else coming. And we saw that defense before. Who we saw that at before? Eric? Who you say? He said, Eric, no, your name of him? Your name of him? One thing we're not going to have, you're not finna start out with somebody and try to run off and try to play like you don't know what's going on. Mr. Kennedy! Ain't that right? You know what I'm saying? We ain't seen that defense nowhere before. Samson, who? Yahusha? Let's see what happened. People ever said that, oh, goodness. See if that's Aleph, Malachim 22 and 1. Let's see that what I want. First Kings, I'm sorry. Might be second. Let's see what I want. See, let me hear what 22 and 1 say. Listen.
And they continued 3 years without war between Syria and Yasharal.
What we say? Aram would be the name of the place. They gave us Syria. That's how white people throw you off. Ain't that something? Y'all don't think that's right? Well, Ram is exalted. Like Yaram, Yahu. Exalted. People know what they're doing. White people don't ever want to see you in the heights or nothing. Even he's called Mashyach, you know what he did? We should always been looking for him to elevate somebody from a lower state. Even Marim told us that. So he had exalted the lower state of his handmaid. Everybody, he always done called us up. Even with Yahusha, he told him to come up a little higher. White people don't want you to be elevated. We don't try to be pilot. We don't try to be nothing that's going to take us up. Astronaut, anything. That's why white people take them jobs. They always keep a nigga low somewhere, cleaning cockpits. Isn't that right? Down in dungeons. They're always in the lower state of everything. We don't even think to put our mouth. When white people, you know, they say, Obama told him his white granddad took him out. He said his white grandfather took him out and took him one time to NASA and let him see a spaceship take off. He probably lied. I always lie. You know nigga lie. Took him there. He said he was looking and say, he said, son, we're Americans. We can do anything. That was that granddaddy put in him. He said that always inspired his white grandfather, tell him how they was Americans. Saw that thing go out and let him know that they could do anything. What you think would happen if we were to start elevating ourselves, Boston? And we start telling our kids that. And that put that in his heart. A little interracial kid that grew up eventually, of course he sold out that part of how they worked, but he made president. How you think so many white kids aspire for something? Because you get them low expectations. Huh? It's just being honest. You get them low expectations. When white people find out they got a low sperm count, first they start inventing stuff to increase it. You said they had a commercial. Don't be for white men. They said we don't want nothing low. We don't want no low cell count. We don't want no low numbers. They always recruiting to try to increase their numbers, make themselves greater. Why are we not doing the same? Why y'all let these people make you think it's a sin if you build yourself? He said, and ye beloved, build it up who? On your what? Most Kodash Amunah. Doing what? Prolong in the Ruach HaKadosh. That's how we establish ourselves. That man took 12 men and done built the corporation. They sit around showing you Google with a bunch of white folks sitting in front of a little runner center store. And you can count the Kuka beans of Shamayim. From 12 men he built this. Using an outdated process because they won't use it today. And that man done built a corporation. People still standing on some stuff he established way back then. We going back, look at something he put in the garden. And this thing is increasing our amunah. And I'm going to try to come up with something different. I'm looking for some new thing. I ain't looking for no new thing. I do like the book told me. I stand in the ways I see. You can believe what I'm at for. Okay. I got to go back to Barashit. Just like he did with Mashyach. He got to start there. That's the old path. That's the good way. When you find it, you're going to find rest for your nafash. But they say, we won't walk in it. It's also, I said, watchmen over you. Hearken to the sound of the shofar. Crying out to these people. Trying to tell, man, you're in a detrimental state, folks. That's the only way we're going to make it. Listen to the book. I got you, Holly. 22 and 1. Tell them again what he said.
And there continued 3 years without war between Aram and Yasharal.
Yeah.
And it came to pass in the 3rd year that Yehoshaphat, the Malach of Yehuda, came down to the Malach of Yasharal. And the Malach of Yasharal said unto his Abadim, Know ye that Ramoth in Gilead is ours, and we be still, and take it not out of the hand of the Malach of Aram.
Listen.
And he said unto Yehoshaphat, Wilt thou go with me to battle to Ramoth Gilead?
Tell me what happened.
And Yehoshaphat said to the Malach of Yasharal.
You said Yasharal said to the Malach of the Yahudim, what did he say?
And Yehoshaphat said to the Malach of Yasharal.
Y'all do pay attention. Yehoshaphat said this. He can't say what we can say. Tell him what he said, son.
I am as thou art,
And
my arm as thy arm,
what else?
my horses as thy horses.
Listen.
And Yehoshaphat said unto the Malach of Yasharal, Inquire, I palaw thee at the debar of Yahuwah today.
Y'all hear how that word for us? Y'all know that he came and he sought the Malach of the Yahudim, who they'll call Judah. And when he did, Yehoshaphat could tell the Malach of Yasharal that my flesh is as your flesh. My horses is your horses. My arm is your arm. Yasharal can't say that. Because you can be Yasharal and not be Yehuda. You can. You could be Yasharal and not be a Yehudi. You cannot be a Yehudi and not be Yasharal. 19:19, Yehukanan. They don't like that. They don't like that, hey. Y'all gonna do like that boy, they got whooped up. You ain't all that. Matiyahu. (27:39). Let's see the book say. This is Yehukanan, chapter 19, verse 19. Listen to the book.
And Pilate wrote a title.
You said Pilate did what?
Wrote a title.
Tell him what he did with it.
And put it on the cross.
See that? He put it on the tube. And what happened?
And the writing was Yahusha of Nazareth,
Y'all see
Malach
that?
of the Yahudim.
Y'all hear what he said? Y'all heard what the title wrote. He just wrote on here that this is Yahusha of Nazareth and that he's the Malach of the Yahudim. Just like Yehoshaphat. He's the Malach of the Yahudim. Listen what happened.
This title then read many of the Yahudim.
Why?
For the place where Yahusha was crucified
Was
nigh
where?
to the city.
It was close to the city. And tell them what it was written.
And it was written in Abri and Greek and Latin.
Yeah.
Then said the chief Kohanim of the Yahudim to Pilate,
What did they say?
Write not the Malach of the Yahudim.
Y'all hear what he told him? He told him don't put that up there. Do not put that up there. But what you want to put?
But that he said, I am Malach of the Yahudim.
That makes a big difference. That he made himself the Malach of the Yahudim. What did Pilate tell him?
Pilate answered, What I have written, I have written.
That's goddamn. 27:38. I don't want nobody to run up on you. Yehoshaphat nowhere. Said the man told no lie. So he sent me to tell her that he behind me. He behind me. This is the 27th chapter of the book of Mashyach, verse 38. Listen to the book.
Then were there 2 thieves crucified with him,
What happened?
one on the right hand,
And
another on the left.
what happened?
And they that passed by reviled him, wagging their heads, and saying, Thou that destroyest the temple,
And do what?
buildest it in 3 yamim,
Do what?
save thyself.
He told her before that happened that they were going to say, physician, save thyself. What else happened?
If thou be the Ben of Elohim, come down from the toot. Likewise also the Rosh Kohanim, mocking him with the scribes and Zakan, said, He saved others, himself he cannot save.
So what they got to do with anything?
If he be the Malach of Yasharal,
You said it. Are we talking about the Yahudim, son? We talking about what the inscription said. Because the inscription said that he was the Malach of the Yahudim. Now this title did read many. Because the place where he was crucified was not to the city. And we found a different language that was all written in. And they tried to get Pilate to change it, but he said, what I've written, I've written. Now we're looking at what the inscription said. Now these people started ridiculing, they started criticizing. They couldn't have got that from the title because it's not up there. The title clearly told y'all what it said. That he was the Malak of the Yahudim. Now they just passed by and they reviled him. And what did they say?
He saved others.
He saved others.
Himself he cannot save.
What did that got to do with anything?
If he be the Malak of Yasharal,
do what?
Let him now come down from the tooth.
And what will happen?
We will believe him.
They already had to believe it. How you gonna come on and say, I ain't putting nothing up there about Yasharal? Yahusha, he cleared this up for me today. That's how I can see it. I could put Malak of the Yahudim over here and I still say that the Malak of Yasharal. Huh? He even told you, even my enemy being witnesses against it. Oh, listen, they were our enemy. They just testified. Where did you get Yasharal from? You got it from him. Where did you get it from? The Malak of Yasharal would never tell you that his flesh is like my flesh. His people, my people. You couldn't tell me that. But if I'm Yahudim, I can tell you that. Yeah. Tight, ain't it? All I got is book. So you follow this thing right, it all makes sense. And you take that one in Hebrew Light Church and see what they come up with. Straight error. I can take law. I can take whichever tells me. I take first and second covenant, and I can prove it out. Oh, still ain't done with this side. We're just taking a commercial break. I'll come back and I clear all that up. Commercial break. When I hit you with that, guarantee you ain't never seen it. You couldn't have seen it. You know why? I ain't showed it to you. I ain't taught it to you yet. I got many things to say to y'all. Y'all ain't going to be able to bear it, though. It's going to be right when I get finished with the help of Mr. Yahuwah. So I take a commercial break, I finish this side, and I come back to that side. Now, still working together, and I make the two be one, just like I just did right here. He already told y'all that. We should have learned that from Adam told us that. He said for the two should be one. Right? They saw Yahudim, and they just said that he was Yasharal. So the two should be one. Just making sure. Y'all all right? Let's come in here and look at something right quick. I was talking about something else, really. 24 be fine. We jumped off to hit that right quick because I was really trying to keep moving. This is all of Malachim, 1 Kings they call it, chapter 22. Jump out verse 24. I was trying to prove a point. 22:24 of the book of 1 Kings that they call it. Listen to the book.
But Zedekiah the ben of Kenaanah went near and smote Mikyah on the cheek and said, Which way went the Ruach of Yahuwah from me to speak unto thee?
Yes.
And Mikyah said, Behold, thou shalt see in that when thou shalt go into an inner chamber to hide thyself. And the Malak of Yasharal said, Take Mikyah and carry him back unto Amon, the governor of the city, and to Joash, the Malak's ben, and say, Thus saith the Malak, Put this fellow in the Beth, and feed him with the Lakam of affliction, with Maim of affliction, until I come in Shalom.
Listen.
And Mikyah said, If thou return at all in Shalom,
what happened?
Yahuwah have not spoken by me.
I'm going to show you ain't no liar. If you make it back at all, isn't that right? You won't be coming back. Listen.
And he said, Hearken, O every
so
one of
that
you.
Let him know. Yahusha knew he had it done. He knew he had it done. He knew there was no way out of it. He just showed you everything was predicated on. If he didn't die, all this was going to go away. He said, all this going to go away. Everything going to be in vain. Everything Musha, all the writing, everything going to be in vain if I'm dying. See, they had to set in mind to let him know there's no way you getting out of this. Huh? He was just like the air when they tried to run across the field. Eventually, you know what he did? He hedged them in. He hedged men on every side. So you can see it with no way you're going to get away. You can't get out of there. That's why he put it. Y'all know what's going to happen. He had to put two thieves beside him. He was going to break and run. He had to hedge him in. He let that man see everywhere. Listen, this is the kind of thing we had to look at where it was impossible for all of him to lie. That's what Mikyah was trying to. It's impossible. You're not going to get out of there. Just like it's impossible for you to be saved if you don't go along with what the book say. It's impossible. Listen what happened.
So the Malak of Yasharal and Yehoshaphat, the Malak of Yehuda, went up to Ramoth Gilead, and the Malak of Yasharal said unto Yehoshaphat, I will disguise myself.
I would do what?
Disguise myself.
Y'all see what happened? So now you find out exactly what happened. When he came down to y'all, he disguised himself. Listen.
And enter into the battle.
Listen.
But put thou on thy robes.
Yeah.
And the Malak of Yasharal disguised himself and went into the battle.
Listen.
But the Malak of Aram.
What did he take on?
Commanded his.
Hold on. What? Huh? He took the form of a servant. He was an abad. The book told you that. He made himself a no reputation. So I already know how he dressed himself. I know that without, I ain't interpreting. I know what he did. If he disguised himself to go into battle, that meant he looked just like them. He took on the form of a servant. This would make him abad. Listen.
But the Malak of Aram commanded his 32 captains.
See that? What did he command his 32 captains?
That had rule over his chariots, saying,
What did he tell them?
Fight neither with small nor great.
See that? Fight neither with small or great.
Save only with the Malak of Yasharal.
See that? Only with the Malak of Yasharal. Tell me what happened.
And it came to pass, when the captains of the chariots saw Yehoshaphat, that they said, Surely it is the Malak of Yasharal.
Yeah.
And they turned aside to fight against him.
And what happened?
Yehoshaphat cried out.
You see what happened? Now you found out the first time when Yahusha cried out on the two. That's why he didn't die. Listen why.
And it came to pass, when the captains of the chariots perceived that it was not the Malak of Yasharal.
What did they do?
That they turned back from pursuing him.
See that? That's why he didn't die the first time. When he cried out the first, that's why he didn't cry out. They perceived who he was. They were trying to kill the Malak. They were trying to kill the Malak of Yasharal. Listen.
And a certain Ish drew a bow at a venture and smote the Malak of Yasharal between the joints of the harness. Wherefore he said unto the driver of his chariot, Turn thine hand and carry me out of the host, for I am wounded.
See that? And he didn't believe what Yashayahu told him. He was wounded for our transgression. Who was wounded? The Malak of Yasharal. And the Malak of Yehuda. His flesh was his flesh. His people were his people. His horses were his horses. Same thing. Either way it go. It's a matter of which is easier. So he had to disguise himself. So now you got to remember something now. The Malak of Yehuda had on his apparel. And that's what they thought he was. So they pursued after him. But when he hollered out and they figured that wasn't him, they turned to pursue the Malak of Yasharal. The Malak of Yasharal had on what you got on. Which means that could be any one of y'all. Why y'all think these people been killing you? The Malak of Yasharal set us up. The Malak of Yahudim put on his apparel. You wouldn't mistake me for the Malak of Yehuda, would you? Since I don't have on no red robe, no crown, I don't have on blue or purple, you wouldn't mistake me for him, would you? But see, the Malak of Yasharal took on the form of a servant, a abad, which means if I'm sent to kill the Malak of Yasharal, that could be any one of y'all. Now you see why these crackers killing you. Because they never did tell you he put on his apparel, did they? He took on the form of a servant. That's what they looked at when Yahusha came and he saw when they grabbed him. Pick me up at 19:18:1. Yehukanan. Y'all didn't see that coming, did you? And see, it's kind of similar when you watch, just like I told you I used to do with Vic. I don't want to worry about no running back. Running back is hard. You got to come from behind the line. We got a defense for that anyway. I'm really watching Vic because he coordinate these plays. He put the ball in the hands of a running back, a fullback. He'll hit a tight end. He can throw it off. He can catch a receiver. So he's more detrimental than any one of the other ones. If I can take him out, then I can stop the ball. Just like a point guard. If I can keep him from crossing over that line, I can affect this whole game. Isn't that right? You need that point guard. You need to penetrate, get over that line. You need to cross, and you need to have enough skill that he can put that ball in the hand of the right man. He can hit that center. He can catch somebody in that corner. He can get in the hand of a 3-point. He can catch somebody that can run off a pick. He got to have an eye. He got to know how to shift and move. Isn't that right? He got to know how to coordinate the flow. If you stop him, if I can injure him, I can hurt him, I can affect the game. People don't realize that, do they? You had the best center in the world. I can't get that ball in hand. You're in trouble. You need somebody that can get that ball down in his hand. Isn't that right? You know somebody can put that floor down there and set that floor up and know when to tell him when to send a pick, or he can run off a pick. And if all that fail, you ain't going to believe it, he can shoot too. Now that make him more dangerous. When he can get around there, he can't get no open man, and you pop around that joker start dropping him on you, you holler, get him, get on it, put 2 on it. You just left somebody open. I'm finna kill you now. That's what they realized with him. He played with 12 men. You got to watch that joker. And nothing else fail, he'll do it himself. That's just being honest. He sent everybody that day. When he didn't get in the open, everybody he kept sending, he kept killing them. So he looked at. He said, I'll do it myself. That's what he did. He's dangerous. A man that run down there and do it himself, not only he'll create a play, he'll make it himself. It's like, what you going to do with him? He can break off a pick. It don't make no difference. They had 2 men on it. Come on for a second. He got 2 men on me. I still break and make that happen. And then he broke on them. They looked around now and got out. They look at, how did man get out? I had 2 men on him. He dangerous. He said, you left an opening. He let them watch and see sport. Because a lot of the sports y'all see, all that predicate off your book. That's why look at, don't worry about no run back. Listen, all I want you to do is focus on Vic. Focus on him. Because they knew while you're recovering somebody else, Vic see a hole, he breaking. He break, and he can be, and then he still got the ball. Don't worry about it. Let's see what happened. What I got you holding?
Yochanan 18:1.
Listen.
When Yahusha had spoken these Dabarim, he went forth with his Methetis over the brook Kedron, where was a garden, into the which he entered, and his Methetis.
Listen.
And Yehuda also, which betrayed him, knew the place.
Listen what happened.
For Yahusha oft times resorted thither with his Methetis. Yehuda then, having received a band of Anashim and officers from the chief Kohanim and Pharisees, cometh thither with lanterns and torches and weapons.
Listen.
Yahusha therefore, knowing all things that should come upon him, went forth, and said unto them, whom seek ye? They answered him, Yahusha of Nazareth. Yahusha said unto them, I am he.
What happened?
And Yehuda also, which betrayed him, stood with them. As soon then as he had said unto them, I am he,
what happened?
They went backward and fell to the ground.
What happened?
Then asked he them again, whom seek ye?
And what happened?
And they said, Yahusha of Nazareth.
What did he tell them?
Yahusha answered, I have told you that I am he.
What happened?
If therefore ye seek me.
If you do what now?
Ye seek me.
What happened?
Let these go their way.
He knew what was going to happen. Otherwise, he's going to kill all of them. Because y'all look alike. You don't disguise yourself. You look just like him. He had to give himself away. Y'all understand him? He had to give himself away. They done popped up on 13 guys, and they sit around here asking who is. All they do is keep their mouth closed. They had to kill every one of them. He had to let them know, it's me. If it's me you seek, and let them go. Y'all all right? So man gave, the book did tell us in the 15th chapter that we then that are strong are to bear the infirmities of who was it? And not to do what? For who else did that? For even the Mashyach did that. The reproaches of them that reproached thee fell on me. Y'all all right? Okay. Don't worry about it. Well, let's look at something. 2 and 6, 2 and 16. We did 2 and 6. Barashit will roll. Barashit 2:16. How about that? Other brother gonna pick me up Barashit, or y'all can work it however y'all want to work at Barashit. Three and 1. We gotta go him. We gotta go. You already got it. Who got it? Good. Wouldn't make sense because we still working it right now ourselves. Y'all had that already. I just dropped the pen, so this is done. Some stuff is going on in here. No, this is Barashit 2 and 16. Genesis, they call it in Barashit 3 and 1. Let's see how they work out. Let's see if y'all probably already knew this. We're old stuff. Listen to the book.
And Yahuwah Elohim amar the east, saying, of every ox of the garden thou mayest freely eat.
But what happened?
Of the ox of the knowledge of Taub and Rasha,
Yeah.
thou shalt not eat of it.
Y'all hear what happened? Of every ox of the garden, he told him he could freely eat. But that particular ox, I don't want you to touch it. But in the day, or the yom,
that thou eatest thereof,
what happened?
Thou shalt surely die.
You're going to surely die. Y'all see that? Believe it? Y'all don't believe it? You should believe it. You should believe it. At 3 and 1. Barashit, 3 and 1. Listen to the book.
Now the Nakash was more subtle than any beast of the field.
Y'all hear that? The Nakash was more subtle than any beast of the field. What happened?
Which Yahuwah Elohim had made.
See this? It was more deceptive. Any of them that he had made. And what happened?
And he said unto the Ashah, Yea, hath Elohim said, Ye shall not eat of every ox of the gan.
Listen what happened.
And the Ashah said unto the Nakash,
What did it say?
We may eat of the pari of the ox of the gan.
See that? What happened?
But of the pari of the ox which is in the midst of the gan,
what happened?
Elohim have said, Ye shall not eat of it.
Neither
shall ye touch it,
lest
ye die.
Look at that happen. Look at all this information. Listen.
And the Nakash said unto the Ashah,
What did it say?
Ye shall not surely die.
See? Come on.
For Elohim doth know,
In the what?
ye eat thereof.
What happened?
Then your eyes shall be open.
And what you gonna do?
Ye shall be as Elohim,
Knowing what?
Taub and Rasha.
Talk to me.
And when the Ashah saw that the ox was Taub for food,
And what else?
that it was pleasant to the eyes,
Or what?
ox to be desired to make one wise,
What did she do?
she took of the pari thereof,
And did?
eat,
And did what?
gave also unto her husband with her,
And what happened?
he did eat.
That's it right now. Y'all got it. Y'all got it? How many of y'all close? You got an idea? All right, good. Let's check. Keep going.
And the eyes of them both were open,
Yeah.
and they knew that they were Ara.
Yeah.
And they sewed fig leaves together and made
I don't know why you
themselves.
said that naked. All right. What is it? You try to take some extra stuff off them or something? They say, oh, he's a, all right. You know what I'm saying? That's like an extra nakedness or something. Go ahead.
And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons.
Yeah.
And they heard the voice of Yahuwah Elohim walking in the gan in the cool of the yum.
And what happened?
And Adam and his Ashah hid themselves
Listen.
from the presence of Yahuwah Elohim
Yeah.
amongst the ox of the gan.
What happened?
And Yahuwah Elohim called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the gan, and I was afraid because I was Ara.
See that? The judgment. Talk to me.
And I hid myself. And he said, Who told thee that thou wast Ara?
Yeah.
Hast thou eaten of the ox whereof I amar thee that thou shouldest not eat?
Come on.
And the each said, The Ashah, whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the ox, and I did eat. And Yahuwah Elohim said unto the Ashah, What is this that thou hast done?
Yeah.
And the Ashah said, The Nakash beguiled me, and I did eat.
See that? Who did this?
The Nakash beguiled me, and I did eat.
Yeah.
And Yahuwah Elohim said unto the Nakash, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field, and upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the yamim of thy kai. And I will put enmity between thee and the Ashah, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel.
That's good. Y'all got it? Y'all heard it before? Interesting. We'll hold something for me. 1 Corinthians chapter 15. Might be 47. Probably hold this. How about that? We'll hold that. We'll hold that for emergency, just in case. Y'all good? Give me which is easy. See if you pick me up at Allah Shamut, chapter 7. We'll jump off and jump back. How about that? Let's see. Listen to the book.
You know, verse 3.
And 7 and 3.
And I will harden Pharaoh's heart and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Mitzrayim. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Mitzrayim and bring forth mine armies and my people, the Beni of Yasharal, out of the land of Mitzrayim by great judgments.
Yeah.
And Mitzrayim shall know that I am Yahuwah.
Y'all hear that? He gonna lay. What was he gonna do again, Brandon?
That I may lay my hand upon Mitzrayim and bring forth mine armies.
See, listen.
And my people, the Beni of Yasharal, out of the land of Mitzrayim
And what's gonna
by
happen?
great judgments.
So they're gonna bring him out with great judgment. And what's gonna happen?
And the Mitzrayim shall know that I am Yahuwah.
So if he's gonna bring them out with great judgment, was that plural or singular?
Plural.
Plural. So I'm just curious. So when that water turned to blood, damn, that would be judgment. So when the gnats came, that was judgment. When the locusts came, that was judgment. When the frogs came up on it, that was judgment. When death came on and killed and won a house, they didn't have one living. That was judgment. He just told plural. That's how they were gonna know. So now you look at your water is being turned to dumb now. Your water turned red. They tell you red algae. They don't want to admit what happened. They don't look at how many people they done killed and throw it in the sea. From our people they transported, other people they thrown. They don't realize why it's turning to dumb. Because they're too stupid to realize why it's happening. Pick me up right quick. Can we jump off and come back? Barashit right quick, 4 and 7. Barashit, the Genesis. Let's see what happened. This is Barashit, Genesis 4 and 7. Let's just jump over and go. Listen to the book.
If thou doest well,
What happened?
shall thou not be accepted.
That's what he told you. If thou do it well, you're going to be accepted. Shouldn't you be accepted? Listen what happened.
And if thou doest not well,
Tell them what happened, son.
sin lieth at the door.
That's important for us. A lot of people don't realize. People saying they want to be saved. How many want to be saved? I want to be saved. I'm so sorry y'all so tired. I really do want to be saved. So what's going to stop me from being saved? Sin. How am I going to do something? How is it going to be sin? Transgression of the law, which means I ain't doing what? I ain't doing right. Only thing going to keep me from being saved and not doing right. Because he just told Quan, was it Quan? Just told him already what he had to do. He said, if you do well, he said, you'll be accepted. What would keep him from being saved? Wasn't doing right. He said that if not, sin lying at the door. Y'all see that? A lot of us in here designed to want to be saved. What's hindering you? What's stopping you? What's keeping you back? There's new information too, right? Listen what happened.
And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him.
Talk to me.
And Cain talked with a ball his ox, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against a ball his ox, and slew him.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahuwah said unto Cain, where is a ball thy ox? And he said, I know not, am I my ox keeper?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy ox Dom crieth unto me from the Adumah.
See that? Coming up from the ground. What you think happened? Why this stuff coming up out the sea on these people? They're crying out. We in the last time for it crying out on these people. It coming back up. See, white people want to call it algae, they want to call it. They don't put a lot of people to death. In the book told you the sea gonna give it the dead that's in it. These folks don't realize this stuff coming back up. It crying out now. Even in the 6th chapter of the book of Kazum, you know, he said he saw those that were slain for the bar under the altar, and they were crying out. You know what they want to know, clear? How long? How long? How long? He said, just rest for a little season. To the rest of your IKEA slain the same way. Huh? He gonna avenge his people. He fucking around. What you think he was doing in Mizraim? All of those were just. So let me ask y'all a question. Y'all seen these gnats and these duty bugs going through? They said these things eating up the crops down in South Georgia. How many of y'all been seeing on? I saw that stuff on. I said, where in the world are these bugs coming from? They said they eat stuff. Yahuwah tell you all this have been judgments. White people ain't got a way. They can tell you whatever they want to tell you terrorists somewhere. They get people. All of him is passing judgment on Mizraim. These all judgments. Okay? I don't know what y'all thinking. They want you to get your mind off and keep you ready for Thanksgiving, getting ready for Christmas. All of him passing judgment on these white people. That's all their judgment. Red algae they gonna call it. They getting invaded by frogs in North Carolina. They got flies, they got mosquitoes larger, and they can't stop them with nothing. He almost said locusts before on them. On their cattle, upon their beasts. He ain't through with these people. They were in the houses. These bugs getting in people's houses now. All of him passing judgment. Why his people not conscious? He said, then they're going to know that I'm Elohim. Listen to the book.
And now art thou cursed from the Arats.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Say curse. Jumping off, running back. Let's look at something. Let's finish up this. Who Allah Shemut, the 7th chapter. What verse we left off at? 5, 6?
At verse 5.
At verse 5. Let's get it. Ooh, Allah Shemut, Exodus, they call it chapter 7, verse 5. Listen to the book.
And the Mitzrayim shall know that I am Yahuwah, when I stretch forth mine hand upon Mitzrayim, and bring out the Bnei Yasharal from among them.
Listen.
And Mashyach and Aharon did as Yahuwah commanded them. So did they. And Mashyach was 80 years old, and Aharon 83 years old, when they spake unto Pharaoh.
What happened?
And Yahuwah spake unto Mashyach and unto Aharon, saying, when Pharaoh shall speak unto you, saying, shew a miracle for you, then shalt thou say unto Aharon, take thy rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and it shall become in the chash. And Mashyach and Aharon went in unto Pharaoh, and they did so as Yahuwah had commanded.
What happened?
And Aharon cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became in the chash. And then Pharaoh also called the wise Anashim and the sorcerers. Now the magicians of Mitzrayim, they also did in like manner with their enchantments. For they cast down every each his rod, and they became serpents. But Aharon's rod swallowed up their rods. And he hardened Pharaoh's heart, that he hearkened not unto them, as Yahuwah had said. And Yahuwah said unto Mashyach, Pharaoh's heart is hardened.
See that? His heart is gotten harder. Ain't that something? Goodness. That's tight. Mashyach chapter 27, verse 58. What's the last verse now? 60 what?
6.
66. 58. We'll read it down. Oh, well, give me your Ukanan right quick, please. Chapter 3. See if it's 11. Listen to the book.
He went to Pilate and begged the body of Yahusha. Then Pilate amar the body to be delivered. And when Yahusha had taken the body, he wrapped it in a clean linen cloth and laid it in his own new tomb, which he had hewn out in the rock. And he rolled a great stone to the door of the sepulchre and departed. And there was Marie Magdalene and the other Marim sitting over against the sepulchre. Now, the next yom that followed, the yom of the preparation, the Rosh Kohanim and Pharisees came together unto Pilate, saying, Sir, we remember that deceiver said, while he was yet alive, after 3 yamim, I will rise again. Amar therefore that the sepulchre be made sure until the 3rd yom, lest his Methodist come by Layla and steal him away, and say unto the arm, he is risen from the dead, so the last error shall be worse than the first.
See that? Oh, they looked at. It's going to be even worse than what it was the first time. It was already a mess. It's going to even get worse if we don't hurry up and do something to try to stop this. At the 3rd chapter book of Yehukanan, 3 and 11. Listen to the book.
Aman, I say unto thee,
What happened?
we speak that we do know,
Yeah.
and testify that we have seen,
What happened?
and you receive not our witness.
What happened?
If I have told you things of the Arats,
What
and you
happened?
believe not,
Yeah.
how shall you believe if I tell you things of Shamayim?
What happened?
And no each hath ascended up to Shamayim,
It said who?
but he that came down from Shamayim,
And what happened?
even the Ben of Ish, which is in Shamayim.
Yeah.
And as Mashyach lifted up the Nechash in the wilderness, even so must the Ben of Ish be lifted up,
Yeah.
that whosoever believeth in him should not perish.
That's good. That's good. That's good. At the 15th chapter of 1 Corinthians, at verse 7, at verse 47. 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 47. Listen to the book.
The first Ish of the Arats,
See that? The first Ish of the Arats.
earthy.
What happened?
The second Ish is the Adon from Shamayim.
See that? The first one was of the Arats, earthly. The second one was who?
The Adon from Shamayim.
What happened?
As is the earthy,
So,
are they also that are earthy.
listen what happened.
And as is the Shamayim,
So what?
are they also that are Shamayim.
Y'all got it? Listen.
And as we have borne the image of the earthy,
See that? What happened?
we shall also bear the image of the Shamayim.
Like what?
Now this I say, Akim,
That what?
Basar and Dam cannot inherit the Malkuth of Elohim.
Flesh and blood shall not inherit the kingdom of Elohim. What happened?
Neither doth corruption inherit incorruption.
What happened?
Behold, I shew you a hidden truth.
Y'all conscious? He's going to show y'all a hidden truth. Like what?
We shall not all sleep.
But what's going to happen?
We shall all be changed.
See that? We're going to all be changed. What happened?
In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the
At the
shofar,
last shofar? What happened?
for the shofar shall sound,
And we're
and
gonna-
the dead shall be raised incorruptible,
See that? The dead going to be raised incorruptible. What happened?
and we shall be changed.
And we're going to be changed. What happened?
For this corruptible must put on incorruption,
And
this mortal must put on immortality.
what's going to happen?
So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption,
When this corruptible shall put on what now?
incorruption,
What's going to happen?
and this mortal shall have put on immortality,
What's going to happen?
then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written,
Look, what is written?
death is swallowed up in victory.
You said that Yahusha swallowed up the other serpent?
Death is swallowed up in victory.
Musha rod swallowed up their rods. Tell them what happened, son.
O death, where is thy sting?
See that? Tell them what else happened.
O Kubar, where is thy victory?
Tell them about it, son.
The sting of death is sin.
That's what the serpent got him to do. So he swallowed it. To prove to y'all he was a serpent, he told you what happened. He said, just like Musha lifted up the serpent. He said, I had to be lifted up too. So he had to take his rod and throw it down. The serpent was up. Yahusha threw it down. Yahushua threw it down so he could come along and swallow it up. I know they'll miss it. They let you know it was talking about him. That's why I took out to the 27th chapter book of Matthew. They said they know when that deceiver, only person you knew to be a deceiver was a serpent. So he had to swallow it up. I told you wouldn't catch it. He tells a story about a man swallowed a snake, swallowing up another snake. He saw exactly what happened. He had to come along, he got to swallow up. He ain't going to get the victory. Y'all got it? They ain't getting no deliverance in the garden, did they? He had to come along and had to do it. He told you I come in the volume of the book. There's no way you're going to not find him. He operates, he moves just that smooth. People just miss it. Huh? He saw exactly how you died. So he had to come along and had to swallow that snake up. Y'all all right? Don't worry about it. That's good.